There are some spectacular bumps and bruises being dished out in the boxing ring and on the ski slopes in Sportsworld tonight. Bob Hall introduces the combatants next after the news headlines.
The time couldn't be better. Friday nights on Central, get ready for the 2 o'clock thrill. A season of action-packed feature films that'll keep you wide awake. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you won't want to miss the 2 o'clock thrill. Fridays on Central.
With a cast including Nicky Henson, Beryl Reid and George Sanders, this week's 2 o'clock thrill is Psychomania, tomorrow on Central.
At precisely midnight every Friday, something mind-bogglingly wonderful happened to the inhabitants of the planet Earth. It was called Saturday. To celebrate this event, the Daily Telegraph produced a weekend section to cover every conceivable interest from the countryside to the cinema, from fine art to fine wine. And in addition, it introduced a weekend colour magazine to cover just about everything else, which made the Daily Telegraph the perfect newspaper, even for those who enjoyed nothing more at the weekend than a really good read. The Daily Telegraph, the Earth Dweller's Guide to Life, the Weekend and Everything.
Madame?
I'd like beluga caviar, a dozen bellon oysters, then the lobster thermidor.
And for monsieur?
I'd just like telephone.
If you bank with GiroBank, you can arrange an overdraft or check your balance by phone up to 8 at night.
And what would monsieur like to follow?
We'll have some champagne.
I love vintage Bollinger.
GiroBank, a bank with fewer hold-ups.
You are the sunshine of my life, and you will always be around.
There's a glowworm boiler for every home, for when there doesn't appear to be room for one, for the luxury of constant hot water, and for warmth that can look as good as it feels.
You are the sunshine of my life.
There's no replacement for the real StormSeal. Dial 100 and ask for free phone StormSeal.
Runny nose, sore throat, coughs, sneezes, and the shivers. Help say good riddance to bad cold and flu symptoms with Daynurse and NightNurse from Beecham.
There's nothing quite like a real flame. Can you imagine cooking without it?
If you don't know what's living by a river, how do you know what you're missing? Now with the Country Companion, you'll see things you can easily miss. Discover how to spot the elusive otter. Beautiful illustrations build into a complete guide to plant and animal life. Each week, the Country Companion looks at a different natural habitat and shows you how to discover its secrets. The Country Companion gets you closer to the British countryside.
Chat away all day. Like Jack line 0898 662 442 all night. 0898 662 442.
Saturday Mystery at 7:50 on Central. Inspector Morse, a dead American tourist, a priceless missing artifact. What does that tell us?
Could she have had the heart attack after she fell?
I couldn't say.
And what does this mean?
How long was he in the water?
Oh, I couldn't possibly say.
Could that have been done if he'd been wearing a shirt?
Couldn't possibly say.
Aha, Inspector Morse. I know who done it, but I couldn't possibly say. Central brings you the big star movies.
Understandably, they fear this place.
Never fear, just switch on Saturdays late. You'll find a dazzling lineup you can't resist. Action, adventure, and passion. Something and someone for everybody. Make a date Saturdays late. Spot the big stars.
You're a real cowboy, ain't you?
Saturday nights on Central.
And this week, the star is Kirk Douglas in a story of psychic powers harnessed for evil, The Fury. Now, the news headlines from ITN.
The Princess of Wales faced a demonstration in New York by the organisation accused of channeling funds to the IRA. About 100 supporters of NORAID protested outside the Brooklyn Academy of Music, where the princess attended a gala performance by the Welsh National Opera. Earlier, they urged New York's Mayor Ed Koch to express their views to the princess when he met her. After the performance of Verdi's Falstaff, the princess was due to attend a dinner in the Winter Garden in Wall Street. Former Prime Minister Edward Heath has led a Commons revolt of 18 Tory backbenchers in a vote over the new Official Secrets Bill. But the Labour proposal that civil servants should have the right to leak secrets in the public interest was still defeated by 88 votes. During the debate, Mr Heath indicated that leaks came from the Downing Street press office.
Now, its particular problem arises from the fact that it's used its press office at number 10 in a way which can be described as corrupt, which went far beyond not only the achievements, but even the aspirations of any other previous government.
The executive of the Prison Officers Association will meet today to consider its next move after peace talks in the Wandsworth prison dispute broke down again. The Home Office has blamed the failure of talks on the unwillingness of the officers to compromise. The prison officers say not enough is being offered to allow them to return to work honourably at Wandsworth. President Botha of South Africa has resigned as leader of the ruling National Party, but he remains as head of state. Mr Botha, who's 73, is recovering from a stroke. The Education Minister, F.W. de Klerk, becomes party leader. It's believed he'll be more cautious in making reforms. The anti-apartheid campaigner Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who's in Britain, says Mr de Klerk's appointment would mean more repression.
I suspect myself that he is going to be reactionary and repressive, so that he can undercut the right wing in the